2020-2021 League One season has been a bit of a Bobby Dazzler, and at this time in this season we just don't know who's going up. But of course, what did I think all the way back at the start of the season? We'll take a little look at that and much more next. Folks, back once again with another prediction show. Today we'll take a look back at my early door predictions that I made at the start of the 2020-2021 League One season. We'll get to that in just one second. If, of course, you're new to the channel, stop what you're doing, swallow what you're doing, and smash the old subscribe. Get your bang up today with all things Blackburn Rovers related, League One related, football related. We get it all here on Walrooski. That's right, of course. Yes, the season is well underway. Right here, right now, I believe Hull are, of course, top of the pops as of recording. It is the 5th of Feb. Of course, that could all change in a matter of days, of course, because it's that tight and it's going all over the place. But of course, we'll talk about that picks in a minute. I want a big shout out to the Patreons. You know who you are, the VIP band of brothers that have been here since the get-go, supporting the channel behind the scenes. So I do appreciate that, guys. So what we're gonna do we're gonna hop over here, which is over to my, of course, my YouTube channel. Might as well make sure you bang the subscribe, of course, so that you keep yourself bang up to hit the little bell wherever it may be, of course. And we're gonna go down here to where is it? Reacting to my 2020 predictions, of course. These are the original ones that I made 5 months ago for all the respective divisions. And today we're going to take a look at League One. So we're going to fire that son of a gun up like that. And hopefully we're going to crank them up to double speed because it's a bloody long video. And I want to kind of give you a synopsis of what I think, a verdict of my picks, and of course where I think we're going to go from here. So once the old internet is already at double speed, look at the state of him. Look at that beautiful face right there. So here we go, boys and girls. What we're going to do here is let this baby roll, and hopefully it will reveal from middle of the table downwards my picks from the start of the season, and then we're going to compare them to the real deal. Of course, we've got the real league table coming at you here. I kind of made a bit of a tease here, a bit of a filthy tease. So we'll do it step by step, starting middle of the table, and I believe it will be 12th. Like you said, bang the like, bang the subscribe, of course, and share it to your buddies, especially if they're League One fans. In fact, we'll probably have to jump ahead a little bit. He's a little bit behind the times. So let's speed them up. There we go. Kick it off in the middle with Burton Albion into 13th. They are down into 24th at the moment. Of course, what was I thinking? They've had an absolute nightmare. They have brought in Jimmy Floyd to kind of turn things around mid-season, but I think it might be too little too late. If anything, they might just about hang on, but ultimately I think they're in their doomsday. They're a doomsday device. But of course, Scotty Wharton's at the back there trying to plug the gaps, but I don't think it's not Scotty Wharton. Matey boy, I can't remember his name. Youngster from Rovers, and I'm under pressure. But anyway, moving on, Northampton Town into 14th. They've had a nightmare as well, down to 21st. As it stands at the relegation spot, going down with Burton. If the season was to end today, they'd be in League Two. But of course, there's still pretty much the majority of a second part of the season to turn things around. Do I think they'll do it? We'll show you at the end of it. Will I stand by my picks? I don't think so. I think they're a little bit too far gone now to be mid-table, but we'll see. Again, Northampton Town coming back up from League Two last season, and I think it might be a stretch too far for them, but we'll see. We'll see how they go. Into 15th now, hopefully. There we go. Doncaster Rovers. Wow, they're up to 3rd, lads. How bad have I got that wrong? Very bad. In fact, so bad, I actually think that 3rd is an embarrassment. I think they could even go up all the flipping way automatically. So, yeah, shame on me. I think Darren Moore has not just done a fantastic job. I've even put him as a outside shot for Blackburn Rovers job, should ever that come around, because I think he's done an absolute tremendous job with Doncaster Rovers, and he could easily do a fantastic job for Blackburn Rovers. Into 16th spot, we've got Milton Keynes Dons, and they are currently in 16th, so I've got that one bang on the money. Hold your jets there, MK Dons. Don't go up, don't go down, and I would have that one bang on the bloody nose. So happy with that pick. That's good. They have strengthened. I actually lost Keogh. Andy Keogh Richard Keogh was a decent defender there. I've got Andy Fisher on the books now, a legitimate as number one, not a loanee. Into 17th, I did have Plymouth. They're doing much better than that, actually a little bit better than that. Into 14th. I think they'll be around about that at the end of the season. They were flirting with the playoffs at some stage through the season, but I think right here, right now, they're around about on par, and I still think that they could end up down into 17th as well. So yeah, they're doing good as well. Also, they came up last season, so to be at this height in the table, I think it's pretty good for them for the the season as a whole. Into 18th, I got Gillingham. They're actually in 13th. They didn't bring in Dominic Samuel. I don't know what's gone wrong when they scored 2 goals on his debut, but since then, I don't think I've seen much of him, so I don't know what's going on with them. And I actually did think that they would be much higher than this once they picked up the signing, but 18th might be on point. I think that they will start to drop down the table, and I think that could be close to the money. So as it right now, they're doing much better than my pick, but of course that could all change. Crewe are into 19th. Of course, Crewe flirting with promotion at the moment. Of course, coming out from League 2 last season, up to 9th right now, within touching distance again of playoffs. And of course, they got one of the best left backs in League 1, if not the best left back in League 1, Harry Pickering, who's in fact he's actually a Rover. He's just there on loan, borrowed him for the rest of the season. Bristol Rovers into 20th. They're actually in 20th, so I've got that one bang on the money as it stands. They might flop up and flop down a little bit. They might end up just outside the drop zone. So I'm thinking about holding my own there. I'll showcase you what I think will happen at the end of the season, my revised picks in a second. But as it stands, on point with that, so not too shabby there. Good shout, I think. That one, Bristol Rovers. Into the relegation spots we go. And I was very, very wrong with a lot of these. Accrington Stanley doing tremendous into 7th, and they have got games in hand. They can actually push up the table. But realistically, I think their squad depth, or just the quality of the squad, will see them end up not as low as 21st, maybe like 13th or 12th. I think they will slowly fade. But I would love to see them go up. I really would. They would be the Wycombe Wanderers of next season, but I don't think it will happen in the end. Next up, of course, Wimbledon. They're down there. They're actually bang on the nose there, so I'm pretty happy with that. They're on the verge of bringing in a new manager. They were looking at the Chelsea's ladies manager at one stage. Also, Alan Pardew's name has been banded around. Depending on what they bring in, could revamp their season. I think Pardew would be absolutely tremendous for them. That's quite a highbrow appointment. Rochdale, I've got down there, and in 23rd. They're actually in 18th at the moment, scoring goals but conceding a bunch of them. And I think they could also end up towards those drop zones. But I'd still fancy their chances to stick around. I think there are worse teams in the league than them. But yeah, I did have them going down. Shrewsbury into 24th, they're actually into 17th, and again, think they're going to get stronger. They've been very busy in the transfer market, bringing in Harry Chapman, who started off in tremendous shape as well, scoring goals. So, as you can see, I got a fair shout for the teams in the bottom half. A couple of surprises, though, up there with Doncaster, Accrington, Crewe. But what did I get into 12th then? Let's have a little look at what I picked for 12th. Here it comes, Asher, any second now. Of course, you don't see any Wigan. Swindon Town, that's a joke. They're down in 19th at the moment as of recording, and I do expect them to flop back into the drop zone, if I'm completely honest with you, but I did have them shooting quite high, and I think that was wrong. A bad shout for me there, so yeah, I don't stand by that whatsoever. The Swindon Town have been quite easy pickings in some matches this season. We're well into the top half now, coming at you in 11th. Again, still no Wigan. Where the heck did I put Wigan? I've got a funny feeling I put them in at least the top 6. Ugh, how terrible was that? But who'd have thunk? You wouldn't have imagined them to have the season that they did. So yes, so we'll see about Wigan in a second. And again, well, where I think they'll end up at the end. So in 11th spot, any minute now. Son, any minute now, he'll decide to pull it out of his back pocket. And he'll showcase what he's got. There he goes, Lincoln City. Lincoln City, they are so pretty. Of course, they're actually in second at the moment. I don't think they're going to end up there, though. I think they're going to trail off there. I think they'll end up in the playoffs. But I think they're battering above their weight. And then, of course, they've got a former Rovers manager there, Appleton, pulling the strings. I think they'll do okay, though. I think they'll just about get in the playoffs. Of course, Ipswich in the 10th. They're actually in 11th. So on point that one. Of course, another ex-Rovers manager there, Paul Lambert. And I think to the gripe of Ipswich fans, they want rid of him. But he ain't going anywhere anytime soon, it doesn't look like. So in 11th spot for Ipswich. 10th was my real pick. I think it's pretty much on point. I don't see them going up or going down. I think they're going to be in that middle echelon. So he might make a push for the top 6, but I don't see it happening. Into 9th, I did have Hull, who of course are your leaders at the moment. I think they're going to be in top 2 at the end of the season. I can give you that now. But I think there might be a surprise package at the top of the table at the end of the season. And I think it's in and amongst that top 6 area, but we'll see. But yeah, Hull City, a bad shout for me. I just didn't know. I didn't think McCann would do it. I thought they would sack him mid-season and bring someone in to try and rescue the season, but ultimately he stuck around, stuck to his guns, and brought in some really good acquisitions. Smallwood, of course, ex-Rover, and of course Malik Wicks scoring goals for fun. Peterborough in 8th. I have them currently in 5th. I think they just, of course, they had Ivan Toney last season scoring goals. I thought they were going to miss him, but they've done okay. They've got Dembele and some other guys pulling the trigger as well for them at the moment. I do expect them to fade as well, and they like that. They like to peak up too soon, get a little bit of promise, and then, of course, fade in the distance. So I think that 8th is on point. I think that could be where they'll end up. Blackpool in the 7th, they've had a nightmare. They're down to 12th at the moment, and again, I do anticipate them to cut back. Look how tight they are, though, with the points, though. They are 12th, probably on goal difference. They could easily go down to 16th, so I would expect them to fade down a little bit with the likes of maybe Plymouth to get stronger. Into 6th, I had Wigan. How mad was I? They're down into 23rd, and of course, but they're within touching distance of getting the season back on track, and I think I'm hopeful that they will. Of course, they did bring in some key players on the transfer window. Decent manager, I think. I can't remember who their new manager is. It's been a bit of a hot mess right now. Wigan into 6th. Yeah, that was bold. I don't want to see them fade into the distance like Bolton. I want them to bounce back. I did have Fleetwood into 5th. They, of course, since Barton's gone, they've been absolute shit. But I think Grayson's a great appointment. Of course, David Dunn coming in to support him as assistant. I do expect them to start climbing the table, but I don't think they're going to go anywhere near that 5th. If they kept Barton, I think they would have been there. I don't know why. I don't know why they got rid of him. I thought he was doing a fantastic job on such small resources, and I thought he would go. If he did leave, he was going to go to Sheffield Wednesday or something like that. But it didn't work out. Into 4th, I had Sunderland. They're currently finding themselves in 6th, a win away from top 5. They're in the playoffs. They'll be happy with that. If the season was to end today, they'll be content. They're just above Accrington Stanley at the time being. But again, I think that's not what Sunderland fans. Of course, they've got Lee Johnson in now, pulling the strings behind the scenes. They cut Danny Graham. Of course, he's since retired. So realistically, I don't want to see them go up. Of course, I'd love to see Danny Graham go up. Oxford up to 3rd. They're on the climb. They're into 10th at the moment, a win away from 6th. They are one of the form teams, if not the form team in the division as of recording. And I think they're going to gate crash that top 6, and they might even go a little bit further than that. So into the top 2, the names of Portsmouth ring a bell, and who else is in there? If you can remember, I can remember it, and it's a bad shout. Portsmouth in the 2nd. They currently find themselves in 4th, a win away from maybe going to 3rd, and again pushing for top 2, just 6 points of adjust. Games in hand, I don't know. I haven't got the grand scheme of table here, but of course I did go ballsy with my first choice, which was Charlton, and they currently find themselves in 8th. So yeah, not the best laid plan for me. So as it stands, I can see Oxford getting that high. I can see Sunderland also matching that. Portsmouth, I do think they'll be in that playoffs again this season. Hull, of course, I think they'll be in there as well. At the foot of the table, it's a hot mess. I think Burton are too far gone. I think they'll go down. In fact, let's show you what I think will happen at the end of the season. These are my no, I don't want to let you play. You've been talking too much. I want to go take a look at the overall grand scheme of things. So here we go. So what I think will happen. Burton will go down, joined by Northampton and Swindon. Bristol Rovers also just dropping back in there. Wigan will just survive, as will AFC Wimbledon after making a good appointment. Rochdale, Milton Keynes and Blackpool in the lower echelons there. Of course, Fleetwood go up to 12th. Crewe suddenly just drop down to 11th. Accrington will also be in the top 10. Ipswich will fall short into 9th. Charlton into 8th. Peterborough will be into 7th. But there'll be Oxford, Sunderland, Portsmouth and Lincoln in the playoffs, with Doncaster going top 2 alongside Hull City. That's what I think will happen in the old League One, so be sure to check it out a little bit later on the channel, see if I'm right. But besides all that, be sure to give this video, if I can find myself, be sure to give this video some loving. Smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, of course. Keep your bangers today with all things League One related, Blackburn Rovers related, more football related here under Warowski. What do you think? Do you think Hull are going to go all the distance? And what about the chasing pack? Is there going to be a surprise package like Doncaster or even Oxford to gate crash the top 2? Get your thoughts and opinions in your comment section down below, and we'll revisit it at the end of the season and see just how good my initial picks were, and of course my revamped ones are right here right now. But until then, be sure to give the video some loving, smash thumbs up, smash subscribe. I'll see you all next time around. Check out the links down below, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and also Patreon if you want to become the latest brother from another mother. That's the best place to do it though. Until then, I'm out.